It's going to be really interesting to see what Ooey Poohy, God, that's killing me. Okay, it comes up with tonight, but they're going to go ahead and elect to start on the CT side. They're going to have 2 flashes in a kit. Here comes some flashes towards the A ramp. What I want to see out of Lavender tonight is just some more decisive action, and especially towards this A site where they love to hit. They just need to be a little bit more diligent in watching some angles. And here you go. First contact's going to be mid. CMX going to get dinked off the angle immediately from Classic, and they're going to take over mid.
And they're going to go straight into the waiting arms of CMX, who's going to get lucky. Actually, no, he doesn't. I thought he got lucky and got a headshot. That was actually Trist who tried to open things up his way. But the Glocks are overpowering. And right now, you've got last man standing on the B bomb site. That's Gumbo, who's going to lose his head as well to Dank. So a quick, decisive pistol round to Lavender started with the explosion of CMX's face. Just overwhelming presence with a flashbang. Just a very good pistol. But Lavender Esports there.
Definitely a good pistol from them. I like that they decided to attack mid. They didn't try and attack extremities on A or B. That seems to be kind of the go-to when it's on a pistol round. But instead, they were dynamic with it, right? As soon as that contact is made, they explode together, and it works really well for them.
Interestingly enough, they've decided to go for more of a default approach. Very passive, very patient. They're waiting on the pushes from the CTs. A lot of teams like to aggress with the SMGs early and just put 5 numbers in one particular area. And you can tell that their design is to go B eventually. And right now they're going to run it up with 3 separate players and hold rotation over. The thing is they've got no Galeals to really, no Mag 10s to really generate space. Instead, you're relying on Pat as your entry man with that Galil to do tons of damage. Thankfully, he does. And you're all down to Big Daddy A, who's got 1 USP in his hand versus 5 singular players. Find one, but quickly gets traded out by HardFluff, and it'll go 2-0 for Lavender.
Yeah, so Dank went towards the A side, and he actually pulled out his USP to face the ramp. Finds 3 looking at him. I think he only sees 2. He tries to get out quick. It was almost scary for Classic. It was like the communication wasn't there that they were possibly pushing down that ramp. The sound cue was there as well. He didn't react to that. He does get shot in the side of the head, but it doesn't matter. They're able to pivot, go towards B. Pat does a whole lot of work getting 2 entries, getting the side secure for his team, and 2-0 for Lavender.
2-0 for Lavender, and again, more of a classic style approach here. Default Counter-Strike. Nothing too crazy. What we saw from Lavender last time on this approach on Vertigo was they had a very late middle lurk, and it was pretty ineffective. And it wasn't until later on in the game when it started to be effective. And now you're basically seeing more grouping, which is already looking good. Molly's going to create some separation there. Unfortunately, Gumbo pulls out and gets both Pat and Shuba with CMX's help. And now it's going to be a Dank and HardFluff situation versus 5. Big Daddy and Gum are both low, and they're the A players. So, excuse me, the B players. So they're going to have a hard time in front of them trying to fight their way into this A bomb site where now 4 players have rotated. There's a possibility if they can start getting some headshots. HardFluff gets 1 on the Yeti, but there's a lot more in front of Dank, and unfortunately he's not able to find another. So first gun round will go to Ooey Poohy, and Lavender still has something left in the tank here to try to pull it away.
Yeah, it's not going to be a great buy. Pat only at 1900. He's going to go Deagle Armor, Flash. Everybody else going to be AK or Galil. Light utility. Oh, going to actually get a Krieg onto Dank. Very interesting choice there. Rifles across the board for Ooey Poohy. The one thing that they did there, and it's the one criticism I had, when you go towards A, Lavender likes to throw this molly right here in front of Big Daddy A, right? But it has not been effective. And as you see, he was able to get 1 to open up the last round. He opens up this round, and then Tristan Yeti go to town and get 2 more. It's something that has to be looked at every single time, and they're just not looking at it. And there you go, round over.
Yeah, so what you basically saw there was the molly almost became a one-way, right? The actual offense was not able to see the CT, so he was able to go wide to that and find a headshot right here instead of what should have happened, which those players should have been able to see him on cross if there was no molly at presence. So that's interesting. And of course, you saw HardFluff out late middle there. Really had nothing to show for nothing. Now CMX is going to get aggressive. He's going to find 1 early on the HardFluff, but there's more in waiting behind. They're on pistols, and they're quickly getting decimated. CMX has not lost 1 point of health yet, and he's looking for more. The pistol's starting to get a little bit busy. Pat would love to find 1 with a Glock, but right now they're just doing basic damage. And probably going to continue to be that way. There's tons of backup from the CT team. They don't want to lose a rifle, obviously, but they'd all love to get some free kills. knowing they're on pistols. And really, there's not much for Lavender to do here besides wait. Still got an entire minute left on the clock, and the CTs are showing their aggression, so that means there's a chance that they could bloop into something. Of course, Trisk gets the first headshot, looking at pushing up by him. It doesn't matter. Pat and Dink will get dropped as well. Bomb is off the round, and now you're at 3-2. Ooey Poohy right now looking firm. They've got pretty much money to buy round after round here, Matt. Looks like they can buy 2 rounds in a row if they were to lose this one.
Yeah, they can. That round's not anything to talk about. That's about what you expect. They all try and go mid as the T side, just Glocks, a deagle or two. Nothing really doing. But I will say, you know, going back to that round with the molly towards that back haul, it has to land properly and somebody has to hold the angle and not get punished by it. It was a problem last time on Vertigo. It seems like it could be an issue this time. And here you go. Look at the aggression from the CTs on this A ramp. They do not want to give up control to Lavender.
No, and that's a very forward approach, right? Again, usually with CT teams who play more passive, it becomes kind of a late game play with smokes, but I love the way they're putting pressure on this ramp. They're throwing good smoke grenades, they're throwing deep mollies, and they're just showing that you're not going to bully me around on this map. Look at that HardFluff now, who usually is lurking middle, gets a secondary player with him at Shuba, gets boosted, and finds an early pick. That's huge. It's a 4v5 now. Big Daddy going to try to work his way into that middle area to try to make sure he reclaims it, but no one's actually home. This is where the call is important. You know that you've got an advantage somewhere on the map, so where do you go? The answer? A. Classic will open up the pick there. There's 3 other players in waiting with them, and here comes the hit. They're going to rotate right in, and there's going to be 2 CTs on the backside, and if they hurt this quickly, they're going to be able to get up there and do some serious damage and possibly get the plant before an entire team is inside their face. That's exactly what you're seeing. Molly bought him some time, but they're going to get the plant, and Classic will get a free kill on the Yeti who tries to make a play. Big Daddy now gets on top of the flash. He'll find Classic through the smoke. There's more to be had, though. Gumboot finds HardFluff. Bomb plant situation. Gumboot continuing to walk forward. He's going to find a free kill on a bat. Almost gets a second one on a Shuba. Dake finally gets the trade, but Big Daddy's got a good possible win here. The fake plant, fake defuse is good. Shuba realizing it's fake. Does a great job of falling off the angle. Not giving Big Daddy a chance, but this time, it's too easy. He does have to peek into Big Daddy. He has no flash to scare him off. Plenty of time left on the clock, and they really shouldn't even have won that round, right? I mean, this was convincingly Lavender's round at 5 versus 3, and yet somehow everything manages to fall apart.
I think the biggest problem is the disconnect. Again, we saw it in the first time they played this map. You and I talked about it a lot. It's the disconnect between the flashes and the actual take, right? The flashes, whether they're good or not, are ineffective because by the time a player is facing anyone on the CT side that could be flashed, they're already okay. They're recovered from the flash. So the timing of the utility usage, right? They get an opening pick. They have the sight, right? Their CTs are trying to rotate back in. That's the perfect time to pounce on the site, punish those rotators for trying to get into sight. And instead, they all stop. They all start to throw utility, and it just kind of really just, I don't even know the word, really just kind of like muddles up the round, and it allows the CTs to get in sight and have a solid foundation in sight as the T's trying to exploit.
Yeah, and I don't mind that they paused for utility. I know there was a molly on site, so I don't think there was anything necessarily wrong with that. It was the post-plant situation of them playing bomb. They allowed the CTs to get in their face, to get aggressive. They really need to continue to peek and get what they could there, but this is just an absolute slaughter. A buy round for Lavender. They force into it, and they just meet CTs left and right with smokes and flashes, and yeah, they've got no chance.
Yep, definitely nothing doing there on a B take. You have to, if you're going to go B, it either has to be immediate and fast, or you have to create presence across the map. Throw utility, make sure players are there. They think that maybe you're there before you group and go. Also, I don't think that a 5-player B ramp stairs take is smart. I think that you have to try and lurk 2 out mid and have a nice split, because like you see, it's just such a one-dimensional angle that they're able to eat it up no problem on the Ooey Poohy side.
Say that again.
Ooey Poohy.
I mean, I don't know. I think I like the team name. I'm feeling very good about it.
I don't like saying it.
Ooey Poohy. Yeah, no, I think there's something to be had there. I think they've got a lot of really good credit there. Deagles on the hands of Lavender. They're going to eat a quick grenade. 50 damage to Classic. first kill for Big Daddy A. Pushes through the catwalk. The rest of the team is slowly and surely working their way out into middle where CMX is patiently waiting. The boost read very well by CMX, and now he knows there's possibly more in waiting, so there's no reason to risk his life. Tank will find Trist. They've got one on the round. They love to have more, but now Dank is all by his lonesome. Nothing to show for his kill because he couldn't retain that rifle. And there you go. Gumboot with the angle will find Dank. 6-2 now. Your score line. You can definitely consider Vertigo a CT-sided map when you play it right and you play it well. But right now, Lavender needs this round with HardFluff going on the offensive with the AWP. You got to start stringing them together right here.
Yeah, you got to find a way. It is absolutely a CT-sided map. I think if you can get to a 9-6, you're happy, but they got to start, and that's a great one from Pat and Shuba on the aggressive B ramp pick with the flash. Love to see it.
That flash was so big. That flash was so big. So it blinded both of the players. The player that was just sitting in the open with hand over face, you could tell he probably tried to reverse, but when he was reversing, his teammate was just sitting there blocking him. So it was a perfect first kill situation. Definitely set up by a well-timed flash from Shuba. Now this will be the second gun round in a row. They've got numbered advantage early, and now they've got 2 up. Trist will find Dank all by his lonesome, but they've got sight control at this point. Pat just needs to win this 1v1, and he'll do it with the help of Shuba. It's a 4v2, and they don't re-aggress. This is good. Trist now is all on his lonesome in a 1v4 AWP retake situation. He'll find the shoulder of Shuba, but that'll be it. Pat will get the shot taken care of, and Lavender will pick up the third in the very first gun round of the half. CT economy still flourishing. They've got a lot of opportunity here, but this is going to be it.
Great job from Pat there being the entry. Obviously, the time flash with Shuba, the B aggression from the CTs shut down early. And then from there, he just goes to work. They do a great job of buttoning up after the post plant. They don't re-aggress. They don't get too crazy. And now you see a tempo change, hopefully towards A ramp with a quick play. The boost here is going to be trouble.
The boost gets spread out. The spam is even better. Classic gets the kill. They volley their sandbags to make sure it's clear, but here's where they need to go. It's a 5v3. Get into sight. Do not stop. Classic knows the feeling, and he's working his way there. The smoke to clear one. Gumboot will pick up one as follows, but the smoke to sight will be strong. You got a good angle for Classic there as well. This is important. You can't completely fall off this. You've got to keep your eyes and ears open. You do not want a repeat of what's already taken place once before. Secure this gun round at all hopes, and they're playing passively at ramp again. I don't like this.
Yeah, they need to have some sort of forward momentum here. Everybody sitting back in the same angle is bad.
Very, very bad. Molly's good, though. That's going to help Classic get an easy kill. Now he'll stay aggressive on that smoke. Shuba will be able to get the trade, and now it's going to be CMX in a 1v2, and this should be... It absolutely is. So the difference there, and the difference maker, in my opinion, was Dank, but also Classic staying aggressive around the smoke. That was huge.
Yeah. The tough part is you don't know where those CTs are, so... You think post-plant, normally in Counter-Strike, post-plant means, hey, fall back to some defensive positions we can all kind of defend from. The problem on this map is that they all become very one-dimensional. And as you saw, there was 4 players all in the same area. And trying to hold a bomb like that is very difficult. Great read here from Pat to do so much damage to Gumboot. Makes him fall off the angle. Good early pressure on the B side.
He felt that damage right there and thought that Gumboot may still be in that same corner, but unfortunately for him, he's gone. This is the difficult thing, though. As the A players right now, you've gotten aggressive on this ramp, and what Lavender needs to do more than anything is reclaim that control, and that's one thing they were able to successfully do right there. Gumboot gets dropped by Pat. Pat looking for more. He's going to get aggressive on the railing. CMX on the other side. Looking for the trade. And just an overall good trade situation for Lavender, right? They walk away of a 3v3. CMX is a low. So pretty much every situation you want to see if you're a terrorist team. And look at this. They're going to just re-execute into B. You've got 1A, 1 mid, CMX all on his lonesome. They're waiting on a timing call right now. Eventually, these smokes will start to trickle in. Dank will be your entry point man, and it's going to be all CMX from here. Very far rotation from the other players. He's completely blind, hand over face. He'll be decimated. He gets dropped, and now it's a 2v3 retake. HardFluff on the AWP, Dank on an AK, Classic on an AK, Big Daddy Ye, and Yeti to try to retake. The flash is over, but the smoke does a lot of work for them. Yeti will find one, but cannot find another, and there you go. We have gone from a 6-3 start for Lavender to now 6-5, with the CT finally looking like they're going to have to reel on a save round.
It's actually 6-2 all the way to 6-5, so very well done from Lavender. They're doing a great job of changing pace, changing how their defaults are working. They're being decisive. They're not hesitating when it comes to these attacks. That was a great hesitation towards the B side to wait for the rotation. And here you go. Free kills to be had. Shuba going to open it up onto Gumboot with another in front.
Yeah, you've got a lot of terrorists making their way through middle right now. Shuba would love to find another one this round and start racking up the board, and he will. Trist is going to get blocked right in the face, but unfortunately the Deagle on the left side will catch him unaware. CMX now will recycle that AK, and now all of a sudden, with armor in tow, he's got a chance to make this 1v3 a reality. Don't want to count him out yet, as the bomb still hasn't even been planted, and AKs are incredibly dangerous, especially with a player like CMX. Bomb will finally get planted in a mere matter of seconds. But there you go. Dank holds the angle, gets the shot in, and there you have it. 6-6. Everyone's all tied up. And what looked like a possible runaway from Ooey Poohy is now it's all tied up, baby.
Yeah, great run here from Lavender, but here's another test, right? Gun round, all 5 rifles, 1 AUG, 4 M4s. Light utility, only 1 kit on Gumboot, but what they need to do is they need to continue to be decisive, and when they're ready to hit, they just need to hit together. I think that's really where the success is coming from.
Another tempo change, early A ramp. They're going to get aggressive right behind it. So CTs versus terrorist aggressions, and the CTs will win this fight. Big Daddy A even finds another one through the smoke. That's Dank. Now, how do you respond in this 5v2? You know, you can't take immediate control area, and you've got to really kind of allow Ooey Poohy to make a mistake. 5 men up. If they get aggressive, great. You can take control back of this round. If they don't, and they slow things down and they go passive, then so be it. You'll be shut down on the round. Shuba trying to find something out of nothing. He will lose his life doing so. And now it's all up to HardFluff, who says, I'm going to drop the op and just pick up the AK, which is the right decision. Allows him to get at least the 1 kill. Could have got another, but the thing is, no op is brought back into the round from Ooey Poohy. And they cannot afford to buy one, so a really big heads-up play there from HardFluff.
Again, that back catwalk side of A seems to be an issue for Lavender. They throw a molly that way. They have a molly that blooms there, and it's almost like they've just figured the molly is good enough, and it's not. Time and time again, they're getting punished from that side. Big Daddy A is able to run all the way down the catwalk and have a close angle. So as they come up into that ramp area, he's able to shoot them in the side. Ooey Poohy blows the round up immediately at that A ramp, and they obviously don't let it go from there. So Lavender really has to look at that and really, I mean, whether you want to take somebody and just spam an entire mag into that area or whatever the case, they got to figure something out with that area because it punishes them so many times on that A side.
No doubt. Right now, majority is on the line. Lavender wins this round. We're 7-7, and we're fighting for the last round. If not, they'll give the majority up to Ooey Poohy. And we're going to start with a HardFluff fight potentially here at A. He's all alone. He's basically the lurk role here on this side of the map, and it's kind of a good decision, right? Ooey Poohy is being very aggressive A. You know they're going to eventually try to maybe even push through, so why not keep one in that case? And the interesting thing is he actually decided to walk away. So now the map control is all that way of A, and that's going to allow them to actually over-rotate their numbers into B. We'll see how that turns out. They're going to go across their way into middle, where HardFluff is now taking a fight at B ramp, and it's going to be a hard fight in middle. Dank will get one, Classic will get another, and I'm still stuck on HardFluff. Please, Counter-Strike, thank you. And there we go. Dank will find a lagging CMX who jumps across middle, saved by the lag, literally. And And they've now got a crossfire on that. They're happy to take the boost over middle into B. The problem is, bomb is down and in firm control of CT spawn. Yeti to reaggress on the other side. Possibly he will. Yep, no problem there. Dank will get dropped. Pat reaggressing, looking for more, and I just saw a player drop off the map. Yep, goodbye HardFluff. Just like that, a few errors from Lavender cost them huge. And now a best case scenario is you've given up majority to Ooey Poohy. And, I mean, for that matter, the buy is just really, really awful.
Yeah, they really needed that round to have a good buy here. You're going to force out maybe a couple Galils and AK. Yep, there you go, a couple Deagles. And they really just need to scrap this round out. Looks like they might go for just a fast B execute. But it's really unfortunate that Classic with his MAC-10 takes the bomb into the CT spawn as they try and make that pressure count for something.
Yeah, the thing about a fast B execute is we saw this already happen once. They've got two players inside left and right of B. And they've been doing a very good job of shutting things down so far. But let's see what happens with Pat on the Deagle. He finds one, makes that two. He's right into the bomb site. The bomb site now belongs to them. Dank's going to get the firm plant with no issue. Molly comes in, but it's way too late. Smoke to give them time. Molly to buy even more time. Grenades in response, but no damage had. Except for a singular one, I should say. CT is completely one-dimensional right now. All three are coming from the same direction. Pat on the pillar, looking for more, can't find it. It's 2v3. Now a 2v3. Numbers are dropping left and right. Sneaking on top of the bomb. Classic, though, makes the play, gets around behind the defense, and 8-7 goes the direction of Ooey Poohy, but just narrowly after a 6-2 start, collapsing all the way down to 8-7. Here we go. Ooey Poohy on the offense. Lavender back on the defense. Let me get a quick change for you guys. There we go. And we are off. Quite possibly the ugliest knife you can have in Classic's hands as he jump spots into the A ramp. Offense is very heavily favored in middle. Pat will find one before getting deleted. Three more are on their way to take middle control. Shuba and Dank crossfiring the middle control. Far more likely that you see kind of a repeat of what Lavender did. They're going to flash over and try to go up that boost where Shuba is patiently waiting. He needs to get at least one, and he gets 0. Now HardFluff on the ramp side. This is a good position, but if he dies too early, it'll be terrible. He needed to win that 1v1 more than anything in the world right there. He collapses, and now it's a 2v4. Ooh, Classic. We'll find a headshot on the Yeti, though. It's not quite over. Finds another one on the Tristan. There you go, Dank. We'll find one more. It's now a 1v2. You blink and you miss it. Big Daddy A on the clutch. He finds the first headshot. It's all down to Dank, and Dank's head explodes. Big Daddy A to take pistol, and now you're 1-1 on the night. If you're Lavender Esports, you lose that one, but that's a 2v4 I'd take every single time.
Yeah, 2v4 down to a 2v1. I mean, Big Daddy A, shout out to you. You played that angle correctly. One criticism I'm going to have, because I know the boys of Lavender rewatch this, they listen to this. Do not put a kit in mid on Pat. There's no reason for that man to have a kit. He is expected to die in that position on the pistol round. That could have been invested somewhere else, and it could have made that retake a little bit slower, a little bit easier.
Anything is possible. And now you have a slow approach again, coming from Ooey Poohy. Eagles gonna find a lot. Now, we've seen this before. They're going to stay aggressive and they're going to stay strong, and they just do a good job. But look at the CT response. They start to scatter. Now that you see the numbers going where they're going. Okay, good. Good kill. I was worried about that aggression. Now you got Big Daddy A, who's another possible clutch situation. He's got an AK and a USP. He's got head armor, but he's up against 1 AK and 2 Galils now because of his teammates. He's going to be able to come around behind them and the walkway in middle and look for 1 kill at a time. It all depends on how the angles are being played. Good smoke will force him to walk around instead of walk through. Oh, never mind. Time is what it is. One angle, 1v1, HardFluff's gone. Now they know where he's at. They've got him isolated. This should be a 2v1, not a 1v1. But we'll see how they play it. Yeah, it's another 1v1. It's another 1v1. That was 3 1v1s. They were all playing the same exact location, and yet every peak was a 1v1. That is a round you do not give up. You do not let him take those angles, and he played you like a fucking fiddle.
Yep.
Moving on from the thought of that round, Ooey Poohy will still be low in money. That's the only good thing about that. And what you're seeing from Lavender is a little bit of a quasi-buy. HardFluff goes with an M4. Everyone else is on Deagle. A couple of players can possibly invest next round, but a lot to be said and questioned here. Classic will be happy to get away with 1 kill on boost. More players are looking for more. Gumboot mollies and gets back, which interesting decision. And finds one on flank. Literally turns around the last possible second on a Shuba. It's now a 4v4. Again, HardFluff aggresses on his own. One construction. Will not get the kill, but that's by Dank. And Dank's trying to make the difference, but he can't find the shot. 19 HP on the reload. Yep, easy kill for Big Daddy A. This is just bad Counter-Strike. You've got to make these shots count, and right now they are collapsing under pressure. Pat will be pretty much all alone here. I don't imagine him even trying to go for it. He would love to recycle that CZ into an AK, but at the same time, with his money and where his team's money is at, risking that armor and that CZ doesn't make much sense. Trist will kind of hand him one. He was following him around for a minute there. I wasn't quite sure that's what I was seeing, but surely enough. Look at this. They're fighting for this. They don't want to conserve that Khalil. Oh, but Pat is probably on 4x3 there. Does not see CMX to his right and gets deleted because of it.
All right. We're going back to the 3v1.
Are we, though?
Yeah, we are. No, we're not. Just kidding. We're moving on. I had a hard time even watching that round because of how disappointing that outcome was. You had such an opportunity, such a great play in mid to do so much damage, drop the bomb, you put yourself in a 3v1 with bomb down, you have all the control, upgraded weapons you need, and you still drop that round. It's insane to me. It does happen. This is Counter-Strike. Anything can happen, but it shouldn't. That shouldn't have happened. Moving on, now you force into that next round right there, but you don't have a clear plan with that force, right? You don't have great guns, you don't have great utility, and you just kind of get walked all over. So now you're in another situation where it's Deagles and MP9s, and you're just trying to do something crazy. Here you go. We're going to trade out Classic for Gumboot. That's fine. Shuba, we'll see you next round. But realistically, you just gave up the A site entirely. It's a free plant. It's basically a free round. So now what do you do? Because economy-wise, you decided to invest this much into this round. You got to have at least something behind it. And you're putting yourselves against the wall at 12-7, economy not in your favor.
Pat does have a kit, but at this point, I think you just hold. You wait for the opposite team to try to rotate off. You turn a couple of these pistols into some more rifles. But
I mean, the problem is you're going to invest next round anyways, right? You're investing rifles next round regardless, so why, you know?
Snap out. They're going to get all the kills they want. Now Dank will decide to save the AK. I don't know. I think if you could have turned those pistols into AKs. If you let them aggress on you, I think you probably don't have to worry about buying rifles here.
No, for sure. I don't think there was a clear-cut plan for that round on that kind of a buy, and so really you're at the tail end of it, and it's questioning: do you go for it with your MP9s and all that? Like, economy-wise, you forced yourself to go for it, and it wasn't worth it. So now you're in a double op setup. Dank, HardFluff. There's a obviously all B from Ooey Poohy, and here we go. HardFluff misses 2.
Two very impactful early shots, and now he's in a lot of trouble as they aggress completely through. Over 3 now. Holding the catwalk angle. The smokes are good, but thankfully Gumboot missteps and goes way too far right. Still a chance for more. Rifle's doing a good job holding the smokes, but they've got to be forced on the reload. Trist is in waiting. Eventually he gets deleted as well, and right now it just looks like Ooey Poohy is throwing away the round. CMX is all by his lonesome. 1v4. Excuse me. Pat wins the 1v1 battle there. so there's not even a question. They'll pick up that round, and it's their first count round on CT side. They've been battling back so far this game since they won the first pistol, and the following round after that, it has been all Ooey Poohy. And now you've got 4 rounds to try to make the difference.
I'm going to be honest. You know, you think that Ooey Poohy threw that round away. I think the aggression that they went for is a statement to the confidence that they have in this match right now and their playstyle. And I think that it was also not necessarily a bad idea because we also criticized Lavender on their T side of just completely falling back and giving everything up. Now here you go, Yeti. Look at this aggression. 45 HP. He's just going to run straight up ramp. Classic doesn't even get a chance to try and peek him because they are so aggressive on this catwalk side.
Well, the question is, do you need to get aggressive? No, relax there at that angle and just try to take the 1v1s as they come. They're not going to be able to peek you twice at one time. So really all you have to do at that angle is just simply survive and get 1 kill, fall off, and 1 kill, fall off. And that's what he's doing. He's holding. Flash to try to create some space, but Classic's not falling for it. I would have loved to see him hold that angle a little bit longer, but now he's given up control. Okay, Flash to repeat. Big Daddy A versus Classic. Big Daddy A wins. Pat is there, still in waiting on the angle. He's in trouble, though. Trist on the other side gets a pop flash to go straight in. Tank misses his shot. Trist punishes him for it, and now it's a 4v2. HardFluff is going to have to be amazing in order to make this retake take place. Not to mention, Ooey Poohy will have to overstep in big ways. Molly's kind of good. Doesn't do a whole lot. Shuba's not finding anything, and HardFluff is calling this quits. This is a save call, which is the right call. I don't know. I mean, I know you've got Dank on 3,200, Pat on 3,100, Classic on 3,800, so all 3 of them can afford to reinvest here. Whereas Shuba and HardFluff definitely could not. He's hunting. They'll find one. Shuba's in trouble. They'll find the other. CMX does not stay aggressive long enough, and the other 2 will save. So, Ooey Poohy 3 rounds away from the win now. 5 rounds away from the tie, and Lavender needs to get moving and really needs to start stringing some rounds together.
Yeah, I think you and I both agree that Classic should have stayed towards the aggressive side of that angle. He allows it to be too passive, and it makes that fight so much more manageable for the T side. When you're up close, you're on an off angle, it makes it tough for them, and instead he allows it to be comfortable. So really tough there. I think that's the kill that kind of breaks the round going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I love the angle as a secondary pick, right? Like if you get the 1 kill aggressive and then you use that angle again for more of a secondary passive pick, it's good. But if you use that angle for just your first and primary, you're open to flashbangs, you're open to pretty much anything that the team tries, and in that case, Big Daddy A just literally walked right into you and took care of you. And now Dank is in trouble. He just gave sandbag control to another AWP who's just watching the back of sides, but he makes it work. Gumboot will drop. And a smoke to show that they're headed that direction. CT rotation makes it apparent, but HardFluff is caught well aware of Trist trying to push through the B-bomb site. And look at this. Shuba's actually got him cut off. This could be good. I mean, they've got no choice back to execute on A, and Shuba is going to be able to make that call. Now they know for sure it's going to be coming that direction, but you've got to win your fight still at the end of the day, and they're not going to win a single one. CMX looking for flank, excuse me. Didn't make contact yet. Shuba will make the deal happen. And now it's going to be a 1v2. Yeti is all on his lonesome. The smoke will actually be good for him coming up that side. HardFluff gets eliminated easily, and Shuba cannot do a thing. The smoke did not work for his favor. HardFluff actually smoked his own teammate off from that angle. And, yeah, there you go. Another round for Ooey Poohy.
I don't understand the smoke there. Shuba has all control that he needs. He's got to be calming that he's coming up cat and coming up that short angle. Why are you smoking him off? I got nothing, Jesse.
The only thing, if I were to
confused.
pause and think about this logically, right? Well, hold on 1 second for that thought, because they're getting aggressive at B round, and they will only get 0. As HardFluff dies by himself, and Pat's alive with 14 HP. Big Daddy A looking, smelling the blood, wanting some of his own. He almost does, as Pat falls with the FAMAS. And they're going to take A probably with no issues. Classic does get busy with one. There's two towards the hallway. Gumboot will find one, and Trist will find the other. And now, Shuba and Pat, I mean, another 2v4. Do you go for this round at all? I would say no, but they're looking like they're trying to drive that direction. Pat catches a grenade with his teeth. And now Shuba is left scratching his head. There you go. Turns around, goes the opposite direction. So what I was trying to say, though, was you have the bomb site. You don't know that this angle is clear. But what you do know is that Shuba just cleared the ramp angle. So if you know ramp is... You think ramp is clear. So naturally, HardFluff thinks, okay, well, if ramp is clear, he's got to be catwalk. So let me smoke off catwalk, and we'll take the fight from here and here together and focus cat. Instead, he goes around, realizes catwalk's clear, and HardFluff is still looking here. And that's where I think the breakdown of communication occurs, is they really didn't think that this player could be sitting right here in front of that site.
Yeah, I think that based on timing, though, they had to know he was the planter. Based on timing of the kills, there's no reason to think that he's not the planter.
Fair.
And so, you know, what prompts... Why use any utility? Just play it straight up as a 2v1 and play the trade game, you know? That's my thing.
That's very fair. That's definitely very fair.
Obviously, we're not in their heads. We don't know what they see, think, what the communication is like. But, you know, outside 2020 vision, it just, that was confusing to me. And here comes a full B exec from
Shuba and HardFluff. HardFluff on the AUG. He'll find one completely blinded by his own teammate. He'd love to find another, and he will. AUG doing some serious work. Teammates are working together well. Trist and Shuba will eventually go down. And now you've got a retake with Pat losing a lot of HP to the smoke, but it doesn't matter. Big Daddy A will get snuffed out. CMX finds two, and the flank is there. Dank trying to win this with an MP9, does lots of damage to Trist. Trist now low, picks up the M4, and doesn't matter. He gets the peek, he gets the angle, the headshot, the 100 damage, and it's dealt, and it's over with. Ooey Poohy advances on 6-2 on the season, and now Lavender, after a 3-0 battle back, dropped to 3-4.